These flashes are always parallel with me and my schedule. Another flash left his house as soon as I was about to exit from the main gate of my mansion. The person who used to call her again and again lives opposite my house, and both of them used to visit nearby places like EVM, godowns, and other ritual ceremonies, along with many fairs. Along with his prostitute wife, they used to grab about 2 lakh per month from communication companies after bribing Haryana police. And they are definitely parallel with me to hide their sins. These kind of flashes are existing in this country. Hello friends forever. And that flash woman ranted nonsense as soon as I was about to come here. The only thing was that I placed a serving plate or plate, dinner plate, with some small pieces of crumbs, which I discarded in the dustbin, and she started ranting, "This is the same plate, you should wash immediately." In parallelism with me, yesterday also, these flashes ranted nonsense, prayers for prostitution activities, and they think that Mother Goddess will come and visit their useless ceremonies. In parallelism with neighbors or adjacent shops, they have erected dogs' pictures along with first name superimposition of an eraser company, as if any Johar is going on, and that dog has entered my mansion and about to marry the queen of the world. Similar to other neighbors who spend lavishly from brothel activities to these kind of ceremonies, where 3 number idiots, 3 number cars of Moscow demolishing group dog breeding companies were invited as chief guest, and the same woman ranted that foolish king uses all kind of illegal activities should be allowed so that he will be discouraged to visit a temple again, because that temple is an ancient temple of Lord Shiva, and 3 idiots mass hysteria or dogs breeding house should visit there and perform illegal activities so that in the history of this world it will be written that the real Lord Shiv descended in the form of dog or fake Shiv belonging to Moscow demolition group or leader of the church vandalizing group. These kind of flashes are existing in this country. In parallelism, it's an activity culprit who visit Morney Hills for brothel activities. He said Pinky is the name of the prostitute who is his cousin brother sister, but in reality it came out to be his own name. It means he was either hiding the real name or just ranting nonsense to hide his own sins from his own wife, so that in assumption if any person will disclose to his real wife, who is a foolish person who ranted nonsense yesterday also, that you are the only one who loves flowers, no one else loves flowers. In parallelism with another betrayer, with the news activities, but I don't believe in these kind of parallelism. I believe in natural instincts and person's own decision according to the coincidences created by God or whatsoever planetary movements also. kind of coincidences or manipulated incidences, because flesh is great, incidences parallel with anything, and that can be anything. But if a person is so polite, if a person is so loving, then only these activities can be hidden or suppressed, otherwise your life become hell. If a person is foolish enough that any neighbor, any relative, any friend can manipulate his or her schedule according to his own will, then there is no place of harmony, there is no place of affection also. Because those foolish people are bound to get death only. Ultimately, they give birth and they forget. Their own siblings are taken care of by the intelligent people and intelligent fathers like me. There is no sense in discussing anything, but sometimes I remember, sometimes I think that even if 1% of my followers are innocent or ignorant enough, they should be aware. They should not be left in the darkness, because this world has become like that only. There is no place of a natural instinct in this world. There is no place of love and affection due to these reasons, because fleshes are everywhere. Not only in this country, because Erin Brockovich also commented on my blog that Delhi is not the only place in the world where decisions are influenced by bribe. In the end of the day, it is the blood money which wins. Similarly, Netanyahu was caught red-handed accepting bribe in various forms, due to which he has readily agreed to take exile, provided he will not be given death sentence by the Attorney General of Israel. But even then, narcotic test and lie detection test should be followed, because a person can accept any crime in suppression of his or her own genes also. Sometimes a person accepts crimes or sins in fear of harassment and torture by the enemies, and they are not even fearless enough to expose the real cause of their betrayal throughout the life. Sometimes it becomes, and the person remains in mute form till he has immense supporters throughout the world, not only in India, who perform activities through which he gets confidence enough that his voice will be heard if God is sleeping or God be natant enough and God return back towards his native planet 21 light years away from Earth. Otherwise, if the person is powerful enough according to his good deeds from the past reincarnations, then only his task will be fulfilled at any cost, because of the energy which he possesses around him, because of the energy which he has grabbed from centuries. Because few people are always there with the king of the world from the origin. It is not possible that king was alone from the origin. King was with some people, with Abraham. King was with Jesus Christ also. And the king of the world was the father of Abraham also, which is not mentioned in Bible, which is mentioned in other religious books like Shiv Puran. King of the world took rebirth as Kartikeya, also king of the world took rebirth as Vikramaditya. And king of the world had no other option, but he was forced to take rebirth on 5th September 1973 at 7:20 p.m. It was unplanned, it was an emergency descending. It was planned hurriedly. It was so essential because the world was going to become extinct due to Mars transit and other reasons. And King of the world protected this earth from meteors and other kind of negative energies. Like you must have seen, King of the world bombarded two extraterrestrial or meteors in the form of planets. They were bigger enough than Earth, which were about to collide with Earth. They were in direct line of sight, and the Pushpak Nakshatra or whatsoever another nakshatra was bombarded with the arrows of King of the World. The large arrows were placed in the form of planetary missiles, and no one would stretch those arrows or those metal objects to such an extent. There was no force in this world, not even mechanical or chemical energy. No energy was present. Then King of the World bombarded those meteors in direct line of sight, and he could see those meteors coming towards the earth with its immense power of sight. He could see the time. He knows the energy required for those missiles or arrows to collide with them at one instantly, which were scattered around the world in the atmosphere, leaving behind small particles which are harmless. Even now, those harmless particles surround this earth. Even now, they are scattered in the form of dust.